Behind walls, steeped in centuries of history, in the heart of Rome, lies a place that holds an unparalleled power over the world's imagination. A place that, for millennia, was not only the center of faith for billions, but a political player that anointed kings, brought down empires, and financed the Renaissance itself. This is the Vatican. But beyond St. Peter's Basilica and the works of art that everyone knows, there is a vault. A fortress of knowledge with access restricted to a select few. Officially, since 2019, it has been called the Vatican Apostolic Archive, an attempt to sound more transparent. But its old name, the one that echoes through the centuries, reveals its true nature: Archivum Secretum Apostolicum Vaticanum, the Vatican's secret archive. The word secretum comes from Latin and meant private for the Pope's personal use. But over time, the meaning transformed into secret, mystery. And what a mystery! We are talking about more than 85 kilometers, about 53 miles of shelves, housed in a two-story concrete bunker containing over 150,000 storage units. A labyrinth of paper and parchment that holds 12 centuries of history. The real question, the one that brings us to our Light and Shadows Global today, is not what we know is there, but what remains hidden on those shelves. What lost texts, what inconvenient truths might be locked away, far from the public eye. The official story tells us that the archive is a treasure trove for researchers. And it's true. There we find the records of Galileo Galilei's trial, where he was forced to deny that the earth revolved around the sun. We find the papal bull that excommunicated Martin Luther, sparking the Protestant Reformation. We find the Chinon Parchment, a document suggesting that Pope Clement V planned to absolve the leaders of the Knights Templar before yielding to political pressure and condemning them to the stake. But with every document revealed, with every yellowed page exposed to the light, the shadow of what remains hidden only grows. And it is in this penumbra that the most unsettling theories flourish. The first, and perhaps most explosive, concerns the very foundations of the Christian faith. We're talking about the apocryphal or Gnostic Gospels, texts written around the same time as the Gospels we know, but which were branded as heresy and deliberately left out of the Bible during the church councils, like the one at Nicaea. It is believed that intact versions of dozens of these texts are kept in the Vatican archives. The Gospel of Thomas, for example, is not a narrative, but a collection of 114 sayings of Jesus. One of them reads, "The kingdom of God is inside of you, and it is all around you, not in buildings of wood and stone. Split a piece of wood, and I am there. Lift a stone, and you will find me." A message of personal, not institutional divinity. And what about the Gospel of Mary Magdalene? In it, she is portrayed as the apostle closest to Jesus, the one who received secret teachings that the other disciples, especially Peter, could not comprehend. The text recounts Peter's jealousy and his difficulty in accepting a woman in a position of spiritual leadership. If authentic, these texts would not just change details, they could shake the very patriarchal structure of the church. Could this be the disturbing truth? The idea that the basis of the religion we know is an edited version of history, shaped by political and gender disputes? The question hangs in the air. But the secrets may go beyond religious texts. Another persistent legend takes us to Portugal in 1917, the three prophecies of Fatima. The third secret was kept under absolute secrecy for decades. When the Vatican finally revealed it in the year 2000, it described a vision of an assassination attempt on a pope. But for many, the revelation was anticlimactic. Figures like Cardinal Ratzinger, the future Pope Benedict XVI, participated in its interpretation, but skeptics, including priests and investigators, claim that the true text is much more alarming. They point to an alleged version that would speak of a great apostasy, a crisis of faith beginning from the top of the church itself. A nuclear war. Could the real prophecy be so terrible that its revelation could cause a social collapse? And what if the secrets are not just about the future of Earth, but about visitors from other places? This is the theory that takes the mystery to a cosmic scale. The Vatican has state-of-the-art astronomical observatories. The director of the Vatican Observatory, Guy Consolmagno, has publicly stated that there is no conflict between science and faith, and that he himself would be happy to baptize an extraterrestrial. Is this simply a statement of open mind or a way to prepare the public for something bigger? Theorists point to numerous sacred works of art financed by the Church that depict unidentified flying objects in the skies. Are they merely religious symbolism, as historians say, or records of phenomena that, at the time, could only be interpreted as divine? If there ever was contact or unquestionable evidence, the safest and most secret place to store it would undoubtedly be the Apostolic Archive. And this brings us to the most fantastic legend of all, the Chronovisor. In the 1960s, a Benedictine priest named Pellegrino Ernetti shocked the world when he claimed that his team, with the help of Vatican scientists, had built a device capable of capturing images and sounds from the past. He claimed to have witnessed Cicero's speeches, the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah, and even the crucifixion of Christ, from which he allegedly took a photograph. Years later, this photo was debunked as a fraud, being a mirrored image of a sculpture. But the legend persists. Was Ernetti forced to discredit his own work to protect a secret that was too powerful? The ability to see the past, the power to rewrite history. The Vatican defends its secrecy with the 75-year rule, which prevents access to more recent documents to protect privacy and diplomacy, a standard practice. But when the archive in question belongs to one of the oldest and most powerful institutions on Earth, it is natural that the shadows surrounding it fill with questions. So what are they? Zealous guardians of history or censors of truth? Protectors of faith or holders of secrets that could set us free or destroy us? Is some knowledge too dangerous for humanity? And more importantly, who has the right to decide? Perhaps the true power of the Vatican Secret Archive lies not in what it contains, but in the eternal doubt it plants in our minds. Which of these secrets do you think is most likely to be hidden in those 85 kilometers of history? The lost Gospels? The true prophecy of Fatima? Or something we dare not even imagine? Leave your theory here in the comments. If you enjoy exploring humanity's greatest mysteries, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to Light and Shadows Global. The truth could be anywhere, waiting to be discovered.